in Iran, but especially in countries nearby. And as we work to share Iran's good practices elsewhere in the region, let us remember some of what are the raw consequences of adolescent pregnancy. Adolescent, first-time pregnant mothers run a high risk of maternal death and disability, including obstetric fistula, which is a particularly horrifying and socially excluding phenomenon that happens all too frequently. But aside from this danger, and aside from this pain, there is an equally high price to be paid for adolescent pregnancy. And this is lost potential. Foreshortened education, lack of opportunities, constrained life options, fewer choices. These consequences, both physical and developmental, continue to be carried throughout a girl's life. They are passed on to her children, they are passed on to generations which follow. So, to the policymakers in the audience today, I make the obvious point that adolescent pregnancy is a constraint to any country's development. Therefore, let us continue the good work we are already doing to prevent at-risk adolescent pregnancy. Ladies and gentlemen, to return to the point that I made at the beginning of my statement, as I watched our eldest daughter go up to receive her degree, she paused. She turned. She picked out her mother and me in the audience. She waved to us and she smiled. It was an act of confidence. Like so many other young women who have graduated from Iran's universities and places of higher learning, many of whom sit among us today. Our little girl was preparing to embrace the future as a young woman, empowered with a choice of her own. I felt proud to have played a small part in making this happen. And I thought I would share with you the emotion of watching such potential come to life. I drew some conclusions, which I would, in all humility, like to share with this distinguished audience today. Here, I believe, are the responsibilities which we owe to all of our young women. We must invest in adolescent girls. We must invest in their education. And here I would like to support what the Minister of Health has said, both about professional education and vocational education. He has referred to those things correctly. We must also invest in their health. Educated and healthy girls have the opportunity to reach their full potential. Often they choose to delay childbearing. As a result, they tend to have healthier children. And I refer to the point made by Dr. Ardakani, where he said that it was important that we have quality and health in the population. They often, as a result of their education, tend to have higher incomes. These incomes can help lift both they themselves and their families out of poverty. Empowered, there will be a change and a force for change in their communities. Finally, and perhaps equally importantly, they also learn, just like Malala, how to speak out in support of justice and fairness. So in conclusion, I thank you for what you are doing in your own professions and in your own way to help make this happen. Khair Mamnoon, and thank you all very much.